Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad you could be here. Let's talk shop, okay? And let's talk about World of Warcraft. Now, what about World of Warcraft am I going to be talking about today? Now, I could be talking about a lot of things. Where the hell is 11.1, or where's Ian? I haven't seen him in a while. Where's he been at, that old gremlin? But I want to talk about Evokers, right? So obviously Evokers is the newest class that has, graced our appearance here in this great game. Now, they were added in Dragonflight, and they actually just got released to be on other factions here. I mean, not factions, gee whiz, races here. So not only you don't have to be Drakthir anymore to be an Evoker. But an interesting chart came out probably a week ago from now, but I still want to talk about it, where they talked about the favorite classes that people are playing, right, by percentage. Now, obviously, this list of how they're analyzing the favorite classes, obviously a little bit skewed. It's not going to show all of the different classes, but it definitely gives you an insight of where people's likes and dislikes are. Now, on the top, I believe there was Hunter and Mage, right? Usually the go-to, best in slot classes are going to be up there. But Evoker is at the bottom of the list. Now, again, I know Evoker is the newest one to the scene. It hasn't been out too long in comparison to the rest of the game, right? But if you think about it, if I remember correctly, again, I don't have any data to show back this up, but I just have a feeling, right, a closet feeling, that when Death Knights came out, they were the top class that people were playing. When Demon Hunters they came out, they were everyone's favorite. Now, I think at the point when Evokers were added into the game, they were probably for a couple months the top class to be playing, since everyone was trying to test them out. But I think, honestly, Evoker kind of missed the mark for a new class in WoW. It was different, right? Evoker is different. It plays different. When I play Evoker, you have the charge spells where you have to charge up for each different level, depending on what level you want. It's different. But I think it's a little bit too different for the WoW community, especially for the casual players. Evoker, in my opinion, is not a casual class that you play. It's one of the harder classes. Now, obviously, Blizzard and World of Warcraft is maturing through the days, weeks, and years that WoW has been out. So obviously there will probably be harder classes. Again, we still have harder classes versus the easy classes, right? You think like as a hunter being a very easy class, and maybe a rogue being more mechanically hard, right? But Evoker, it's mechanically even different and hard at the same time, right? They added different mechanics into the game, and I think they're cool. I think the way that they added them in is pretty cool, but I don't think it translates into any other class. It's one of the outliers of the classes. Death Knights, they didn't add anything really new to it. I mean, Demon Hunters did add a lot of mobility things, but nothing too crazy, right? It just kind of extended the mobility of things we've saw inside the classes beforehand. But then you have Evoker, who just has these charged up spells, and I don't particularly like it. One, because it's new, and plus it is a harder class to learn, and I just don't, it's an all. I'm not going to put too much time into learning it. Now, I know some people enjoy Evokers. I know I have a couple people in my guild who play Evokers and enjoy it. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy Evokers. I'm just saying that I'm going to make a prediction here, all right? A closet prediction here for the future classes that will grace this game. So obviously we're going to have more classes here in the future, right? Maybe even here soon, maybe in Midnight. Ooh, wow, potentially. Remember that beautiful survey they asked about those potential classes adding to World of Warcraft? Could be one of those, right? So keep your eye on that, and also watch that video if you haven't. It's an older one. You might have to dig around in the videos that I've put out. But a bold prediction here. The next class that will be added into World of Warcraft will be more in tune to the original classes that we saw in World of Warcraft, like Hunter, Mages, Death Knights, and it will be straying away from the Evoker. Because right now we are past Dragonflight, right? And we are about almost at 11.1 inside of the War Within. Again, maybe like 2 to 3 years of Evoker data. And right now Evoker is at the bottom of the list. And that's kind of weird for a new class to be on, right? Think about Death Knights when they first came out. 2-3 years later, they were probably at least in the middle. Same with Demon Hunter. So I think the Evoker is underperforming, and I think it's because of its hardness. Obviously, I think it's one of the hardest classes to play in World of Warcraft. Quote me on that, please. And also, too, it plays mechanically a little bit differently, which is a little bit different, again, adds. So it's hard to begin with, and the new mechanics to it, it really makes a perfect storm. So I think Blizzard, if you're listening, which you obviously are, you guys love my content, the next class, you guys probably have more data than we do, make it different, obviously. Again, it has to be different, right? It has to have its own class identity, but also make it a little bit easier or mechanically newer, but make it not a big giant step, okay? And that's all I have to really say about that. But again, I'm glad to be back here in the closet giving you guys some content. Take a good sippy poo. And we'll see you guys next time. But Unoptimized Fool, from the closet, glad you could be here. Let me know what you think about Evoker. Do you think you guys are agreeing with me, or you guys think, man, what is this guy saying in the closet? Who knows what I'm saying? I'll see you guys next time.